Hello and welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is episode 22. I'm recording on what day is it? April 21st, 2024. And the movie I watched this time was The Smiling Lieutenant. And this is still from the 1931 to 1932 Oscars. And this one was from 1931. And there's a couple of kind of coincidences with this one and not coincidence, but connections with this one and some of the other one from this Oscar year and also from earlier ones, but I'll get to that in a moment. So this one is from Wikipedia here, a 1931 American pre-code musical comedy directed by Ernst Lubitsch, starring Maurice Chevalier, Claudette Colbert, and Miriam Hopkins, released by Paramount Pictures. It was based on an operetta, I guess, and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. Let's see, this was the first of three films directed by Lubitsch and starring Miriam Hopkins. The other two are Trouble in Paradise and Designed for Living. So one of the kind of connections here is, so Ernst Lubitsch directed this one. He also directed The Patriot, which was from 1928. And that's the one that I mentioned before was been lost. There's no copies of it available, so I wasn't able to watch that one. And he also directed from the third ceremony year, he directed The Love Parade from 1929, which also starred Maurice Chevalier and a woman named Jeanette MacDonald. So then he directed this one, Smiling Lieutenant, in 1931. And then he also directed 1 Hour with You, which came out in 1932 and is also part of this Oscar nominated year of movies. So for Best Picture. So, and that one starred Chevalier and MacDonald that were in The Love Parade together. I think, if I remember correctly, The Love Parade was the first movie that they did. And then they went on to do several more together and with Ernst Lubitsch. So this dude, within the first 4 years of the Oscars, had 4 movies that were nominated for Best Picture. And to spoil a little bit, I have not liked any of them so far. Now, again, I didn't see The Patriot, so I can't say, but I didn't really like The Love Parade that much from what I remember. And I did not really like The Smiling Lieutenant that much. So first of all, the basic story is Chevalier plays a lieutenant, Nicky Von Prane, and he meets Franzi, who's played by Claudette Colbert, the leader of an all-female orchestra. They fall in love very quickly. And while standing in formation at a parade honoring the visiting royal family of Flausenthurm, Nicky winks at Franzi in the crowd. And unfortunately, Anna, the princess of Flausenthurm, is passing by at that moment, and she thinks that he's winking at her. She takes offense, and when they meet with him, he says that he winked because of her. He winked and smiled because of her beauty, and that kind of backfires on him, and they demand that he gets married to her. But he still kind of tries to keep Franzi on the side as a side piece. So they sort of resume their romance. And Anna finds out and confronts him. And during that confrontation, she confronts Franzi, the side piece. And Franzi realizes that the princess is, in fact, in love with the lieutenant. And she decides to save their marriage by giving the princess a makeover. And they sing a duet before Franzi departs for good. And then the lieutenant falls in love with her because she's hot now, I guess. So I did not like it. I started it a bit too late. I was falling asleep very much so towards the end. I was struggling to stay awake. But from the moment it started, I was like, I don't know. A lot of these movies I can just feel right away. And I've been wrong a few times where I thought I wasn't going to like it and then did. But this one, I did not. I don't know. And the other weird thing about all these movies is, and I guess it's just condition of the film and stuff like that. This is pretty good. I watched this on FlexFling, which is Flex is a streaming service, but then you can also rent. So there's like a monthly subscription, or you can rent movies. So this was $4 on Flex. It was a good copy. Like, it looked good and everything. And at the beginning, it didn't look as great, but it seemed to get better. But the crazy thing about these movies is that all of these movies in this round are from 1931 and 1932, but some of them feel much more modern and newer in a way for the time. And then some of them, like you start this one and it feels like I'm going back to the beginning here, like the 1927 movies. And that doesn't seem like that far back. It's only 4 years. But as far as the technology and the way that the movies were made and the dialogue and all that stuff, it's a huge difference. It was changing so much at this time. So this one just felt older to me right from the start. And honestly, it's not a whole lot different than the Love Parade. Like it's a kind of similar story. In that one, he played the Chevalier played like a guy that was in France, but he was from a fake country called Slovenia, I think. And he got recalled back there for some reason. And yeah, he's like a womanizer and he has to get married to this woman and he can't stand being like the second banana to her and he wants to go out and, hit up other ladies and stuff. So I don't know. These both felt kind of same. I have a feeling that 1 hour with you may be similar. I'm kind of mad that I had to pay like $20 for that one on DVD. But anyway, so the weird thing about these movies, though, and it was the same with the Love Parade, is they call them a musical, but it's not like they're just the sort of very random music. It's like mostly not music, and then every once in a while they have a song. Where, and to me, that's like I know a lot of people don't like musicals. I don't mind musicals. To me, it's weirder when it's just random like this than it is when most of the movie is made up of songs. I don't know, something about this just didn't work for me in that regard either. But I don't really like Chevalier. I guess he's supposed to be this, charismatic, French dude, and I can see why that would have maybe enamored people in the 1930s, but he ain't fooling me. So it just didn't work for me at all. I did not like it. And again, I probably didn't give it its fair chance because I was sleepy and not paying attention as much as I should have. So, be that as it may, I didn't care for it. So, not recommended on this one, but some trivia for the production. This is again from Wikipedia. The film was not made under pleasant circumstances. The shift to Astoria, New York studios accounts for the sense of confinement on set. Chevalier described performing smiles and cute winks of the eye, a mechanical display of technique due to the grief over his mother's death. Lubitsch also played referee between Colbert and Hopkins, who were determined to be shot from the same angle. Lubitsch encouraged their dispute that suited their characters on screen. The Lubitsch touch, the notion of the Lubitsch touch is used to describe a visual comment or joke that becomes a trademark signature of Lubitsch's films. Billy Wilder defines the touch in relation to The Smiling Lieutenant. It was the elegant use of the super joke. You had a joke and you felt satisfied, and then there was one more big joke on top of it, the joke you didn't expect. That was the Lubitsch touch. The ultimate super joke is that at the end of the film, the wrong girl gets the man. Yeah, and maybe there's some deeper meanings in this stuff too, but I didn't like it, folks. So that's all I have to say about this one. We'll see you next time.